Yo, so this is kind of like the raw footage. I'm not sure where my mind is gonna be, what I'm gonna really say, but I'm so glad I watched kind of most of the other fights. There was a fight against two women, Katie Taylor and Amanda, Serena, something like that. I have to get her name right. But that was probably the best fight out of this entire thing, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. I really don't know. Like at first I was like, okay, well they're gonna just flip the bet, they're gonna just kind of fake it, and then it's gonna look nice. Somebody might take a fall, but to be honest, they both kind of have big careers, so it just really technically wouldn't make sense. But I'm looking at that hindsight. My initial thoughts was just like, well, I mean, he might just take a fall. The only reason why I started thinking that was because of Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. They really hugged it out after all this smack and talk and all this other stuff. They really hugged it out, and it was like, "Hey, we're friends." It was like, huh? Guys, they make it seem like y'all was friends. And I get it, like it's business, but like it really made me consider this entertainment stuff to be kind of business and primarily entertainment. Because it was like the fight was underwhelming, and I get why. They both have stuff riding on them, and but that fight with the women, that was the real fight out of this entire thing. Now there was the two guys in there, I can't remember their names. They did pretty good, but I was busy doing something else, so I couldn't really fully understand and figure out. But the middle ones, them influence at the beginning, it's just that wasn't real. that just really was not. That wasn't real. But the women though, dude, they killed it, man. They didn't kill it. I'm not saying literally, but like they did their thing with this fight stuff. I was like blown away. Man, they did it to the point where, man, and I got personal thoughts with the fight between them two, but they brought it. And my guess is that, because they're women, they gotta prove themselves and stuff like that. And they work hard. So they're like, yo, I really want this. I'm hungry to take this shot, And then I think one of them was like a champion, like a long-standing champion. But yeah, like, I just think they did their thing, man. That was the most entertaining fight I've seen, because they got at each other and they kept getting at each other. It was just very entertaining to watch. The Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. I don't know, man. When I seen it now, I don't know, man. The first one, when I saw the first one, then I saw the second one, I was like, this is underwhelming. I can't get into it. It's not even building anywhere. Like this fight is just boring. I'm bored at the end of it, So I'm watching it, and I'm like, and don't get me wrong, man, in a different perspective, this is a kind of a good fight. I get that Jake Paul's been facing other greats, retired greats, older greats, much older greats. They're not really at the same peak as Jake Paul in terms of youth and versatility, virality and stuff like that. They just don't have it, and that's not because of them. That's just because of their age. They just can't give it like they used to. That's no issue on them. It's just their humanity, their mortality, But Mike Tyson really, I personally think he will make a great coach, and just extremely great coach. This really felt like to me that if Mike Tyson coached Jake Paul could be very good. Like, I mean, I guess he could be good, I can't say great, but I don't know really the trajectory of boxers, but I personally think he would exponentially boost his career, like exponentially. If he's really taking this boxing stuff seriously, he would exponentially take this stuff seriously. I mean, like incredibly far. But like he could be Jake Paul's Customato, if that makes sense. But this stuff was just the fight in itself was not really something. I mean, they say, we got a lot of opinions, and we use a whole lot of Tyson's old fights to kind of show, like, that old that younger part of him could still be there. And it's like, yeah, that's great and all, but like, you know, I want to see the real, you know, let's see the real picture, you know. And don't get me wrong, man. If Mike Tyson was like mugged or something by like random teenagers, them teenagers wouldn't stand a chance against Mike, because they don't know how to fight. And like, I'm not saying like with guns and stuff, because it's guns, you know. Nobody's gonna survive a gun. Not even the best today. They're not gonna survive a gun. They just have the element of surprise of being very good at laying somebody out. And because they're scared, everything, all the cylinders are working, and muscle memory is gonna work together to deliver something. And so, like, if somebody didn't know Mike Tyson and they tried to rob him, I'm pretty sure he would lay them out, you know, or at least just defend himself very well. Jake Paul is just, I mean, I guess he's okay, you know, he's okay, you know. I don't know, man. I get it. I'm glad he gave his respect at the end. It's just like, these are guys who, you know, commit their lives to really delivering carnage to each other. And so he tried to kind of give up. And the thing is, what I seen at the end was like, Mike is still in it. You know, he's like, yo, I'm still in this. You know, not so much like, you know, I still want to keep doing this, and I still got it. Like he's in denial. But it's like, no, he's still like, it's not over till it's over. And Jake Paul tried to kind of pull this like, I respect you type deal, and good, I guess. But I'm like, do that after the fight, man. You know, I get it. He's trying to come off as the good guy or whatever. And again, maybe Jake Paul is different from his brother. His brother just is continuously a shameless guy. That's how I'm getting. He tried to spray something on his brother Jake. My guess it was Prime or something, some kind of his brand associated fragrance. But he tried to spray it on them, and then he tried to show it off. And I thought that was shameless. I'm like, dude, your brother. And he tried to talk to his brother. His brother was not trying to hear anything he was trying to say. So that's my thing. I give a bit more points to Jake Paul to really just lock in and say, hey, this is the thing I'm focused on. I'm really trying to, you know, achieve the dream that I set out to do. And that's something I can respect with Jake Paul, because at least he's not on some goofy stuff, some dumb shit. Sorry, cursing, but like, you know, he was really serious about trying to get his career or life going in the way of boxing, and he set up everything up for it to happen. And so that's something I can respect. Knocking folks out, I mean, it was always like some weird angle, like he was fighting Anderson Silva, and Silva's not even a boxer, he's a MMA fighter. So I'm like, I guess, cool. I mean, he don't really focus on his hands like that. He focus on his feet and his hands, and he's up there in age. So I'm like, I mean, this ain't even really like a young, and even then, as a risk to a young person's career, it's too risky. They're really good, but at the same time, if they ever kind of lose, then they lost against a content creator, and that's kind of a weird feeling. Like, I don't know if we should, you know, that'll always besmirch their reputation if that ever happens. So it's just like, it's better not to do it, you know. And don't get me wrong, like I've heard people say like he's great as a bouncer, like as a bouncer, and he need to lay some hands quick on some goofy dude who didn't know how to fight. Yeah, totally, he lay them out. But in terms of like Iron Mike, like people keep telling, people kept saying, if he fought Iron Mike in his prime, then, and I think this was safe, because I kept hearing from the audience members, from the viewers and stuff like that. They said, well, if you lose against Mike, then you lose against Mike, you know. You lose against Mike, you lose against Mike, you know. But if you lose against Mike, if you win against Mike, then, you know, you lost against a guy who was past his prime, you know. So it's just kind of a lose-lose. But I'm not going to put it past them to make this a draw. I'm not going to lie. Like, they really didn't deliver much punches, and what it looked like that Jake sent more punches, but it wasn't like it was like maybe 5, maybe I'll give him 6 like direct shots. The rest were like kind of little scuffs on his like drags on his face. There's a word for it, I can't remember it, but like, yeah, he just I don't something in my mind is not really making up a. I can't describe the word, but he's just not delivering. Sorry, let me put this aside because I gotta drive. Jake just what can I say, man? I mean, better than his brother. God dang, he's better than his brother. Golly. At least he was about something. His brother was trying to capitalize off his brother's fame. I just thought that was gross. I'm like, I was waiting for him to pull out them prime bottles. I'm like, man, because he just, I don't know how to describe it. I just see something slimy about that. And his brother's just like trying to lock in on this fight. Don't get me wrong. You're trying to respect the greats. I get it. That's great, man. I'm not upset about it, But, I mean, I guess. It's a draw, It's not really much I can say. It feels like a draw. Who won? Maybe Jake Paul by, hits. I would definitely commend Mike Tyson for his mobility, I'm sure he wasn't knocking folks out like he did back in the day, but he was very mobile. And, like you said, his kids didn't know him before, but those are his kids, so they shouldn't really know him to be the greatest. They should just know him as dad. But they saw their dad face a big name YouTuber. So pretty much their dad is facing what Mike would have been back in the day. A big time public figure in their eyes. So yeah, I'm sure they were going to be like, wow, wow, Jake Paul, my God. It's like, cool. They know now. They know his name. Before he was dead, now they're going to know him as Iron Mike. And those kids are going to have clout for days. They're going to have a lot of clout. Their clout is going to go by 100 points. Plus 100 points. But, I feel like there's so much I could say about it, but there's not really much else. My voice is going out. This production, the true winners are the women. Like the true winners of this are the women. I think that was another thing about MMA. But yeah, that's besides the point. The true winners were the women. That's the most I can say. They really brought their A game, and they really showed the world that professional female boxing is vicious. And it brings you the veracity that you need or that you're looking for. And that, yes, I did not like old Headbutting Taylor, the greatest of all time headbutting, the GOAT, the Ram. But they still gave it the best they got. And then near the end, they really exploded. During the latter halves, they're the top people you can look at. So you're like, dang, I wonder who's going to be the highlight of this. The women here, they're the highlight of this entire thing. I mean, this all there was just like it should have been the highlight for these women. Because if it was just objective, I'm sorry, that's all I got. Objectively speaking, they are the ones who should have kept you in your seats, or had you lift from your seat, something like that.